Do you use your exhaust pipe as a stopper to protect your bash plate from the rocks? Well, if that sounds like you and your pipe has been flattened out, leaving you with flaccid throttle response, I would recommend sticking around, because in this video, I'm going to show you guys my way of blowing out an exhaust pipe. Before we jump into today's video, I would like to ask you guys, if you enjoyed the content, please hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. YouTube seems to do this thing lately where they unsubscribe people randomly and take off your notifications. So if you are a current subscriber or a regular watcher, just check if you're still subscribed, or if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate the support. And for folks that are in South Africa who are willing to let go of some of their hard-earned cash, please go and check out our merch store, bronx.co.za. It's linked down below. We've got a ton of products on there, everything from apparel like hats, shirts, hoodies, sweaters, and we've also got our own riding gear that we've developed from scratch, pit mats, kit bags, tool bags. We're working on some custom modular number plates that will be coming in future, and we've also got some custom branded products that we can do for you. So if you need custom branding for your business, we can do that as well. So check it out, and we greatly appreciate the support. And let's go on with today's video. I'm not a professional. I don't claim to be one. I have limited experience in blowing out pipes, but I have friends who have a ton of experience, and I have learned quite a bit from them. You are going to need some sort of flange. There's different ways to do this. So this basically mounts on the pipe, and you use this to seal the pipe and to either pump in water or compressed air, whatever method you're going to use. There's three main methods that I know of, and I'm going to go through them and just list the pros and the cons. So the first method is the freeze method. It's as simple as it sounds. You take the pipe off, you fill it with water, and you seal it, and you stick it in a large freezer. So as the water freezes, it expands, and it pushes out the dents. Pros to this, it's cheap and affordable, and pretty much anyone can do it. Cons, you do need a large freezer, and you're probably going to have to convince your wife to defrost all the meat so you can make space for your pipe. And the second con is if you overfill the pipe with water and it expands too much, you can literally split open the whole pipe. Second method is hydraulic pressure. Now you get these hand pump hydraulic kits, pretty nifty. If you have pinholes in your exhaust, you're going to need a welder or a buddy with a welder as well to just close down those pinholes. Pros to this, it works very effectively to get the dents out. Hydraulic pressure works great. You just need to bleed the air out and the water does its thing. You can also use a kind of industrial compressor that is obviously going to pump it up a lot quicker. So you have less control. So the hand pump one is probably better if you want to go that method. Cons to that, once again, as I already said, if you have pinholes in your pipe, you're going to need a welder or a buddy with a welder. That's pretty much the same for all of the methods. Second con is you can also split the pipe with too much pressure, but it is a bit more controlled. And the third con is cost. Depending on your geographical location or the exchange rate for your currency, those kits can be quite expensive. And then we're moving on to the third method that I'm going to be using, and that is compressed air and heat. So first off, what you will require is obviously the pipe blowout kit to seal it up to get the compressed air in, the compressor, which hopefully you have a small one or you can borrow one. I've got a tiny compressor because you just need constant pressure. It's not bleeding off any air. So the size of the compressor does not matter. You just need to be able to pump to 6 bar into the pipe. And then you need a torch of some kind. Now I'm using the butane torch with these Rottenberg gas canisters. Super cheap and affordable. I already had the torch, and these gas canisters are like 35 Rand. If you're planning on doing this often, which I actually smash the pipe up often, and it's something I will be investing into, is an Oxy Acetylene Torch setup. So on the used market, you can buy a torch and 2 large canisters for the same price that you're going to pay for a nice torch setup. And that gas is going to last you probably more than a year versus spending money on these. I don't know how effective this is going to be or how long it's going to last. That we're going to find out together. But this is what I have with all the methods. You either need a welder or a friend with a welder if you've got holes in your pipe. While I was waiting for the air compressor to fill up, I decided to pull off the exhaust, give it a clean, and inspect the mounting that had a hole in it. Now, after looking at it a bit, I realized that I had to cut the mount off so I could kind of pull out some of the dents. And at that stage, the hole was too big to kind of braze shut. So I took it to a local exhaust shop just to booger this thing back together. It does not look the best, but it is sealed and it's going to be at the back, so you won't ever see it anyways. So I'm not too mad about that. The pipe is creased here, so the pipe will tell you what it needs, and you kind of have to go by feel. So I think I might start with the neck, manipulate the neck into shape, and then work myself over here, and then at the bottom. But you guys will fairly quickly see the difference that it makes, how the pipe flexes just by adding in the compressed air. Now the pipe's not super tight in the vise, and you would think, okay, well, there's no lip for this thing to grip on. So this is just going to blow off as soon as you put any pressure to it. Well, you see, this aluminium still has hard edges, and it grips the pipe like insanely well. And when doing this, I would say kind of treat it like you would a firearm. Point it in the direction of something that you would be willing to destroy, because if this pops off and goes flying, you don't want to be in the way. The side's a little bit safer because it's got a flange over here or lip that you can mount this onto. Okay. So we'll slowly start adding pressure into the pipe, and then we'll see what happens. I'll start off with 2 bar, just to check for leaks. Everything seems solid. 4 bar. Seems pretty good. That's still good. That's all still good. We can start adding some heat. And if 4 bar is not enough, then we'll crank it up. Now, this is better to do with the lights off, because then you can see actually where you're heating. With the light, it's kind of difficult. But the idea is you kind of run it around on the outer edge of the dents and work it across a bit. You want to distribute the heat evenly, and pretty soon you'll start to see this dent coming out. The reason why you want to kind of work in the dark to see how much you're heating
because if you heat the pipe up too much, oh, there it goes. So if you heat the pipe up too much, you can actually burn a hole through it. I doubt that it would be an issue with this torch, but yeah, if you blow a hole through it, all that compressed air and hot metal shoots out.
Right.
So just be careful about making it too hot.
I was working on this area right over here, and that was kind of a tight angle over there. And with the compressed air, as soon as it got heated up enough, the crack kind of broke open. From the first portion of this video, you guys could see why it is so important to have a welder on hand, especially if your pipe was as mangled as mine. I had the hole on the one mounting fixed, and as soon as I started working on the next section, another hole developed. We had to weld this thing up at a whole bunch of spots all over the pipe. But we've got the pipe back into its general shape. And what I've been doing now is I've been working on these small waves and the little dings and dents. We're back at my house, obviously. We used the Oxy Acetylene Torch at my father-in-law's place. Now I'm working with the matte gas torch again. And I have to say, even with the small little dents, the matte gas torch, it does not quite cut it. It does get the metal up to temperature for it to move, but obviously the Oxy Acetylene Torch has a wider range of adjustment, and you can literally heat up an entire panel with the Oxy Acetylene Torch, whereas with the MAP gas torch, you can literally work about like on a not even a 10 centimeter, 10 by 10 centimeter block at a time. So it is doable with the MAP gas torch, but it's going to take a long time. But yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Another thing to mention, you want to start like from the furthest point and work your way through and finish with the neck. This neck is still creased, but we're going to leave the neck manipulation for the last part, because the more dents you get out, the better the shape of the pipe becomes, or the closer it gets to the shape that it used to be in. And then the last bit of tweaking to line it up on the bike is just going to be in the neck. You saw me adjusting the neck with these wooden blocks a bit. We are pretty friggin' close. Now, as you guys can see there, we are very close. We're just a bit off on the flange. Ideally, that's not too big of an issue. The springs might even pull it in a bit. But we do have a significant fold over here that I want to try and get out. It's quite difficult because this portion of the pipe has been weakened so much. If you try to manipulate the neck, you bend it over here. So it's difficult to kind of keep it solid over here and manipulate this portion without affecting the rest of it. And even just like a little bit of movement, it throws it out of adjustment completely. So you got to pick your battles and kind of figure out what's the best compromise. So I'm going to pull the pipe off, and I think if I can get this dent out with some heat, it'll kind of bring the pipe out and give us that angle that we need. Bye. That did pretty much nothing. Might have pulled it out a little bit. I'm going to wait for the pipe to cool down a bit. I'm going to give it a good cleaning, and then we'll see how it fits up. If the fit up is the same, the pipe does slip over a flange, so I don't foresee too much of a leak being an issue. Clean it. I just wanted to clean it more, and the cleaner I got, the more unsatisfied I was, the more I wanted to get some dents out, the more I wanted to clean it, and so on and so on. We're riding tomorrow, and I'm out of time because I still need to do a lot of general riding prep on the bike. I haven't even washed the bike, so I'm just going to have to be satisfied with what the pipe is for now. But it looks pretty decent. It's not as clean at the back than what it is on the front. I've got a coating of oil on it just to stop it from rusting. So hopefully by the end of tomorrow's ride, it should be a nice goldenish brown. The neck is still deformed, but it'll work. It'll work. So we've got the pipe installed, fully installed with the silencer. And yes, the bike's still dirty, but let's check it out. We've got a good gap in between there. We've still got a little bit of a gap in there, but I did put some fresh Teflon tape around the flange, and that is sealed pretty nicely. This lines up where it should, and the general shape is pretty good, considering the pipe was like flattened way past like the halfway point. The neck is also still pretty creased and not perfect, but we've got the space back over here, as you can see previously. And here we are at the end. Is it clean? Kind of. All the dents blown out? For the most part. Is it perfect? Definitely not. But will it do the job? Of course it will. And the point of this video, and the point of all my videos really, is not to show a professional finish or to show my insane skills or, whatever. The point is to try and inspire you guys just to try stuff yourself. This is my second attempt on my own, as I mentioned previously, and the results keep on getting better and better with each attempt. And that's kind of the point. You're not going to be perfect overnight. It's going to take some time. So if you want to do something on your bike, don't be scared to attempt it yourself. I always opt for the DIY route because that's just the way I am. I like to try stuff myself, build some skills. And yeah, I'm looking forward to rip the bike tomorrow. There should be a significant difference in the power delivery because the bike was feeling super weak with the flattened out pipe. So stay tuned for that video. I hope you guys come along for that ride. And yeah, I appreciate you guys watching. And please remember to hit the subscribe button, hit like, leave a comment down below. If you tried any of these methods, let me know. Say what's up in the comments, or, just comment anything random. Anyways, that's it. I'm beat. I'm going to go to bed so I can go ride tomorrow. Oh, and lastly, don't forget to check out bronx.co.za, our merch store, if you guys want to support us financially and get something tangible in return. Peace.